It was about 1 in the afternoon when my mom received a phone call from a hospital saying that we needed to come right away. So our whole family hopped into a vehicle and drove 2 hours to get there. We were in such a rush because of heart-stopping news. After having a CAT scan at a doctor's office, they found a tumor near my heart. They were prepared to fly me to Boston for treatment. But when we got to the hospital, a nurse brought us into a waiting room. The nurse said, "I'm sorry, but we found out that your son does not have a tumor." She was apologizing that we had to drive all that way for nothing, but my mom was grateful for the news. They found out that what they thought was a tumor was really the concave in my chest that was in part caused by my muscle disease. It was relieving to know that I didn't have possibly a cancerous tumor. But I know that many aren't so fortunate. There's so many people and families who are experiencing the painful and tragic effects of cancer in their lives. I know people who have gone through and are going through this right now. My heart sincerely goes out to you. In this video, I want to give you some encouragement if you're currently struggling with cancer. First of all, I want to say that I'm sorry that you're going through this. I really am. It's not easy to face things like this that are beyond our control. If you have cancer, I can't say that I completely relate to you, but I do understand the frustration of living in a body that just keeps getting weaker. To watch my body go from healthy and strong to weak and frail. I've had my anger and questions too. I've been so low and depressed and mad that it clouded out all other things. I've had those ugly sobs that I can't stop from coming out. I've shed many tears, wondering why. I don't know if you believe in God or not, but with me, I would be asking God why. Why would He allow these things to happen? At those moments, it seems I had received no answer. But over a time of pain and doubts, I've found answers that have helped me to find clarity in my seemingly hopeless situations. And if it's any encouragement to you, allow me to share what I've learned. I understand if you're skeptical, because I was too. But I'm sharing this not because I have all the answers, because I don't, but because I care. Romans 8:28 is a verse that is often quoted to those who are going through painful experiences like cancer or the loss of a loved one. For some, it's an encouragement. To others, it seems like a mockery. Regardless of how you take it, I sincerely believe this with all my heart. The verse says, "God works all things together for good to those who love God and are the called according to His purpose." Time and time again, I've seen how even seemingly bad situations turned out for good. Take my disease, for instance. If it weren't for my own painful situation, I wouldn't be as encouraging to you as if I was strong. God has used this to make a greater impact than I could have ever made on my own. Which brings to mind another verse that has touched me deeply, especially in my struggle with this muscular disease. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, which says, "He said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me.'" His grace is enough for me. He has given me this disease that I may realize how dependent I am on Him. If I wasn't weak, how could the power of God be displayed in my life? If I was strong, then people who see me would see the strength of man. But because I'm weak, the strength of God can clearly be seen. And not just through weakness, but even through death. Because death brings people to the reality of the importance of life. I have seen so many people who have died of cancer, who have reached more people through that death than most have reached in their entire lifetime. Is it painful? Yes, but it's not wasted. So many have the wrong perspective of death. They act like death is the end, when really, it's just the beginning of eternity. So many people think that God is cruel because He allows loved ones to die. But is He really? When he takes them from the painful life of this earth and into eternity, where there is no more pain and suffering, is he really cruel? That's what I encourage myself with when I contemplate the reality of my impending death. That's why I take to heart the words that I've taken as my life verse, 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18. Therefore, we do not lose heart, even though our outward man is perishing, yet the inward man is being renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. For while we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. If you or someone you love is facing cancer, I hope that this has been somewhat of an encouragement to you in the midst of it. I can't give you all the answers to all your pain, but I can point you to the hope that's found in the midst of it. I love you, my friend, and just want you to know that you're not alone. If you need prayer, I'll be glad to pray for you or a loved one. Don't lose heart. I'm here for you, and more importantly, God is with you. Let your hope be found in Him. For He Himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you, and nothing can separate you from His love. Let the peace of God, which passes all human understanding, guard your hearts and your minds through Christ Jesus. I hope you are encouraged by this video. For more encouraging videos like this, be sure to subscribe.